Man, say it isn't so. Say it isn't so. The Black Beast, Derrick Lewis, went down last night versus Ciryl Gane. And I will say this, man. The fight took place in Houston, UFC 265 for the the interim heavyweight belt. And I was excited about this fight because obviously Derrick Lewis is a monster of a man. He always gives you sound clips that are amazing. And we know his one punch power. He might not be the most skilled fighter, but we know he has that ability to shut your lights out. Now, we were all excited because we thought that, hey, man, we didn't get Francis versus John. We didn't get Francis versus Derrick right now. Okay, this is going to be more so of a formality. Derrick wins this. Then from there, we're going to get him versus Francis. But Gane coming into this fight, undefeated at the time, 9-0 professionally, but he had also had about another 10 or 11 amateur fights. So not a young guy in terms of being in there in the octagon. So the fight, like I said, is taking place in Houston, and Derrick Lewis had already talked about feeling the jitters a little bit, right? Feeling the pressure of wanting to perform in front of his home crowd. And I thought early on he looked tight. I thought he looked like the pressure was getting to him. You could see his face on the intro. I thought he didn't, he looked kind of dry when the fight started. He just didn't look like he was all the way there. And that was something the commentators had talked about as well, just because it is a lot of pressure fighting in front of your home crowd. But I also thought that Gane did a great job in terms of just controlling the distance and the tempo and leading the dance. Gane, his fight, his performance, that's what we think John Jones can do at heavyweight. But I'm not even 100% sure that John can do it just because the output. John Jones doesn't have that same amount of output that we saw from Gane last night. Gane outstruck Derrick Lewis in 2 rounds, 99-8. It was insane. But you can see Gane on his toes, bouncing around, kicks, controlling that front leg. So that way Derrick couldn't just continue to just go forward or have a lot of pressure on that front leg, right? We start to see Derrick buckling off of those leg kicks to the knee and to the shin area. Then I also was enjoying how Gane would get in there, throw punches and bunches, combos, but then was very smart in terms of how he would escape, whether it was in the clinch, escaping so Derrick couldn't get a punch off, or even in some of the scrambles that they had in the midst of grappling and some of the takedowns, you would literally see Gane turn his back and sprint. No. Not walk out of there. Sprint out of that thing, man. But it was awesome to see, man, his game plan, him actually sticking with it. And Derrick Lewis was definitely frustrated in that first round. Then the second round happens, and it's a similar thing. Gane, once again, being able to just control the distance, man. His leg kicks were the deciding factor. His distance and him being able to just use his speed, it frustrated Derrick to the point where Derrick didn't have an answer, didn't have a response. And towards the end of it, Derrick definitely looked like he gassed. I know he was complaining about his eye. It wasn't an eye poke. He was just getting punched. The jab was there, but Gane just showed more versatility in his approach. We know with Derrick is just a one-punch knockout artist right now. But for me, as big of a fan as I am of Derrick, I was actually very happy to see a guy like Gane win, because it goes back to just that conversation of, is a guy a great martial artist just because he has one punch power? Or is a guy a great martial artist because he is multifaceted in his approach? He can fight on the ground. He can fight in the stand-up. He can fight in the clinch. He can kick. He can submit guys. And for me, seeing Ciryl Gane fight like that, it just reassured me that, hey, man, you do have to have more than just one punch knockout power. So I was very impressed with that. But I'm excited about this potential championship fight that we got coming up. Yeah, Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. That's the one now, man, because Ciryl showed a different thing, man. Like I said, we think that John Jones can do that, but I'm even second guessing that because John's output, John's speed later on in his career has not been the same. And Ciryl looked good, man. But we also know that we saw Con Francis last time, and Con Francis is a scary man. Scary man. So that's going to be interesting to see. I do think that Gane is still the more skilled fighter. But we know with Francis, man, he is an ascending star in this profession. He is just continuing to grow and get better. So that's going to be the one that I really want to watch, man. I don't know how John Jones plays into any of this right now. But for him, man, he could low-key just continue to wait in the wings or take a fight against a top 5 contender, top 7, top 10 guy in the heavyweight rank just so he can get a fight in there while he waits on Francis Ngannou and Ciryl Gane. But either way, man, y'all let me know your thoughts on the fight last night for Ciryl Gane versus Derrick Lewis, man. Were you impressed by his performance? Do you want to see them run it back? Also, how do you think this heavyweight championship fight is gonna play out, man? And just the overall picture of that, and where does Jon Jones fall into this equation? Whew, it's a lot going on, but I am excited about it, baby. So appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby, peace.